Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Quite an exciting mail call. It just came in the post. I didn't actually know it was coming yesterday. This was yesterday. And on opening the box, I'm like, what's in here? And I opened them up and there was two brushes. Now the brushes, I knew they were coming, I just forgot about them and I didn't realise they were going to be with me so soon. And the brushes we're talking about here are these. Now these handles are ceramic, I believe. I think they're made by the artisan that makes these knots. I think it's his sister that makes these. Now these are rhodium knots. They are made by Serjan Danicic, who I believe he's Russian. I'm not sure. I think it's Russian, or I don't want to get it wrong. If you're not Russian, I'm sorry mate if I've offended you in any way. But what we have here is his Manchurian, which is pretty much untouched natural badger hair. And we have his silver tip, which is a treated badger hair. Now the feeling on both of these is quite drastically different. You know, this feels even dry, feels like a cloud, it feels really soft, whereas this one has got quite a bit of scritch and scratch. I've test lathered both of these in the hand. They both lathered up very, very well. However, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this on my face. I will try it at some point, probably the next few days. I'll try it on my face, but I think there's going to be too much scritch and scratch, whereas this one is going to be phenomenal. Now, the reason these brushes have been sent over to me basically are just to try out the knots and see what I think of them. Now, I have a knot from Rhodium Knots on the way. It should be here by the end of this week, hopefully. And it's pretty much the silver tip, which he does two knots, that's it. This is his two knots that he makes. The silver tip being the softer one, which is the sort of feel that I want in my face. I face lather 99% of the time, and that's really what I'm looking for. Now the handles are absolutely lovely. This one in particular, I really like the style, but I also like the colour. It's like a black with a sort of copper, you probably see that different coppery colour there. Very glossy, it's a lot of weight to it. I thought these would be light, but they're not, they're heavy. And there is a logo on the bottom. I'm not quite sure what it means or what the business is that makes it. If it's his sister that makes these, I'm not sure what her business is. It'll be interesting to find out. I can obviously pop a link down there if you're interested in having any ceramics done or a ceramic handle made. I'm not sure on the price point on these. I believe both of these knots are possibly 27mm according to Serjan, but I'm not sure really, to be honest. They look quite big. Now the one that's coming back in my handle is a 28mm knot, which would suggest it's bigger than these two. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening. I'm not sure what I'm going to get, to be honest. But what I'm doing, I'm just talking shit now. I am soaking the silver tip right now. So I'm going to take that out of the water because I just want to show you. So that's it completely soaking wet. So you see the water pouring out, but you can see how that's sort of, it's not gel tips, but you can see it's sort of gelled. So I'm going to squeeze pretty much all the water out of there. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shake and then show you the tips on it. So there we go. Now I have noticed on this knot, sort of from here, in a sort of half moon or a curve, there's like really light white tips and they're like super soft, but the actual whole knot is really, really soft to touch. As in comparison to this one doesn't change much. I'll just dip it in the water and pull it out. I'm going to be using these brushes right after this video pretty much. You won't know that, but so I'll take that out. I've just dipped that in the water and you can see the difference. So it's still a little bit gelled down here, it's a little bit stuck together, but when you actually empty it out and just give it a couple of light flicks, it doesn't quite gel the same. It doesn't, they don't stick together the same as this one. And the tips, when wet, are softer than they are when they're dry, but they are still quite prickly. It's certainly going to be quite a scratchy experience using that brush. So I'm going to stick that in some water and let it soak. So if you want to reach out to Rhodium Knots, it's Rhodium Knots on Instagram. Serjan's an awesome bloke. He gets back to you. His response times are excellent, but obviously being in Australia, you've got to take into consideration we're generally miles in front of most people around the world. So it can take some time for him to get back to you, but he's generally back in touch with me within an hour or two in general, sometimes straight away. Service is excellent. let's say, sent these brushes over. He's re-knotted my brush, which I paid for to have re-knotted, and he's also sending me something else over, a little special surprise to use on the channel for a little while. And other than that, if you've got any questions, pop them down below. If you're interested in pricing and such, I'm not quite sure. I don't want to say my price of what I paid in case my price is different to your price. I'm not interested in that. I like to think that it'll be the same price that I'm paying that you're paying, because I don't think there should be any sort of favoritism between me because I put stuff on a channel. But if I find out there's no difference, then I'll obviously shout from the rooftops about it. But I think in terms of pricing, it's excellent value for money. It's quite considerably cheaper than grooming department. Is it grooming department? Declaration grooming, sorry, not grooming department, declaration grooming. It's quite considerably cheaper than that. They're all hand tied, the dense knots, and the hair that's in this one, I'm led to believe, is very, very similar to the hair type that is in a declaration grooming brush. So I'm really looking forward to using it. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.